going on, guys? Bjorn here again, Goosebumps #1 Aussie fan, bringing you another video. Now, I've had a lot of you guys suggesting this to me, the everything wrong with Goosebumps in 15 minutes or less. I had a lot of you guys like commenting it, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by everything wrong with Goosebumps? Like, is there things wrong with Goosebumps? But then I realized, no, it's just like a video that's by CinemaSins, and I've actually seen the Scream one to this and a couple others, but I had no idea there was a Goosebump one. It must have slipped right by me. But anyway, guys, let's watch. This is gonna be hilarious.
68 seconds of fucking logos! So, how many shots of this minivan with the Toad trailer do you think we need to sell the fact that these characters are moving? 3? I'm thinking 3. 4? Really? Wow. 5? What is this, The Shining?
Hi, from New York, it's my sister Gail.
The Shining.
My nephew Sam.
The credits are just
Someone
so
has either
annoying
never
with that
seen an
cover
episode
going
of SNL
around.
before, or the exposition fairy sent her in to tell us what Zach and Gail's names are. Movie actually spends about a minute on this bedazzled Yankees hat the sister made, because the movie has nothing. It's just
That is the worst hat, like seriously. Like they have if you notice in the movie and the trailer, the diamantes on the hat aren't even on the hat like in the trailer, but they are in the movie.
That's just bad packing right there. No one but yourself to blame, really.
Have you noticed what's actually packaged in that box? Like it's so dumb. Like it's just a weird combination of stuff.
5 minutes after this kid started moving in, so either Jack Black is an asshole, or else Jack Black is an asshole.
I'm gonna go get a head start decorating my room.
He's just an
Knock it off
asshole
my bucket
in the
list.
movie.
Decorating your room in the new house you didn't want to move to is on your bucket list. You must have a really bucket list, dude.
See, these things I don't pick up on.
Putting up a wall.
Donald Trump would like this kid.
Whoa, the new kid, which
Yes.
is a set of obstacles.
Did he forget that he's also pretty handsome and from New York?
That's
Even though
true.
hasn't
He
even
is very
built a
handsome,
building yet,
Dylan
the
Minnette.
team already
So that's
has
what
a
makes me
team
think it's like,
already
well, he's
back,
obviously going to be
formulating
popular
a plan
in
for
real
him to
life
join
and
to
cool.
help boost attendance.
That we
Yeah.
are so excited
Typical
for
movies, they like always have like these really attractive girls or guys, and they make it out like
First
they're
day
not
of
going
new
to be
school
popular.
made
It's
even
like,
more awkward by your mom being the new vice principal is made even more awkward by said mom telling a stupid-ass joke even a mom should know is stupid.
Did I scare you?
oh god, I can see this one coming.
No.
Really? Because you jumped like 10 feet high.
He didn't jump at all, discount David Koulis. Nice try.
Just know it.
Watch this.
Wow, Delaware is magical as Also, the abandoned forest carnival still has working power.
I hate the suburbs.
I always wanted that too. I'll give him that one.
Conformity, the forest's full of marvelous surprises and pretty girls.
Like, there is
This movie's
still
only
power,
15 minutes
like,
in, and he's already
how?
got a hot neighbor who wants to hang out with him, leading him into the woods to climb an abandoned carousel. My point is, I moved 6 times before I was 18, and I never once met a cute girl next door, let alone one that had access to a secret theme park. And neither of these kids' parents were worried about them or looking for them for the last 3 hours, including the mom who just moved here with her son and didn't know he'd run off with the hot neighbor girl, and the obviously weird and overprotective Jack Black we saw earlier.
The least terrible time I had here.
Oh, Zach.
It's a movie though, come on. It's a
He's
kid's
been here
movie.
literally 12 hours or less. This statement means nothing. Like a lot of modern horror films, this one depends on the hero being a creepy eavesdropper and a huge jumper of conclusions. So, is it typical for the person who called the police to accompany them when they begin their investigation? I feel like that would be against the rules.
She flew back to London yesterday morning.
Alright, well, that checks out.
How does that check out? He didn't verify anything.
We haven't properly met.
Yep, here I am, standing in your house. Okay, this movie
Oh my
is
god.
window rip off. Wonderful.
So many things I never noticed.
No, YouTube.
YouTube, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Just the way he's pointing them out is just like, how did I not notice that?
It's weird. It's like the noise is coming from this bookcase.
It's just Matthew McConaughey stuck inside a Tesseract. I wouldn't worry about it. They fail to take the time at any point in this movie to explain why this happened. It wouldn't take a lot of effort. They could say that R.L. has a magic typewriter, or he was cursed by
They
a
may
gypsy.
explain it in the
Books were
sequel,
manufactured by the
man.
same
Come
company
on.
that made Jumanji. But instead, they give us no explanation, and we're supposed to accept that his books come to life for no reason. Let's just be glad it's R.L.Stine that has this power, not E.L. James. Yep, I was right. This is book Jumanji.
It's like what he just said about the typewriter. It's
Right,
like
that
he
doesn't
does
just
have a
happen.
magic
For some
typewriter.
reason, it did just happen. Are they the only 2 people
Jesus.
awake in town? How did they follow
This
the
guy did
the
not,
abominable snowman
like,
all this way from their neighborhood and beat the fucking cops to a vandalized storefront?
We should call the cops. Have you met the cops in this town?
Movie unexpectedly takes place in Baltimore. Also, dude, you've been here 16 hours, and your only contact with the cops was when you overreacted and called them on your neighbor with no proof of wrongdoing. Honestly, the cops in this town should be saying, "Have you met this asshole Zach?" Percy Jackson and the Abominable Candy Bar Monster. After saying opening the book was the only way to retrap this thing, Hannah waits way too long to open the book, despite the urging of her new colleagues, thereby resulting in the book being
I
swallowed
always
away.
wondered why she
until
didn't just
manufactured
open
tension
it like
forcing it
straight
down the
away.
screen. Hooray! Upon further review, the snowman entered the net without being touched by a high stick.
I mean, it doesn't matter, it's too late,
First of all,
Slappy's already
the
out.
Zamboni would just be left on the f***ing ice like this. Every surface 3/4 of the ice. Okay, calling it a day right here and now. Second and third of all, that this kid would know how to drive a Zamboni and think that's a viable escape method. Fourth of all, that idiot boy jumps off just in time not to die from the snowman attack. Unnecessary shushing. Huh, hockey glass can hold a 2-story abominable snowman. Who knew? I mean, I've seen regular human hockey players destroy glass like this with a strong hit. So, I mean, either this wreck hockey rink
I always
glass
wondered,
Tony
how
Stark
is that
design,
snowman
or else
not,
this
like,
abominable
breaking
snowman
that
is smoothie
glass?
sauce. Can you get called for boarding on yourself? Cause this thing just did. What are you doing? Run! Premature celebration. Also, see, you should have run. You're doing a lot of standing around when they should be looking for that f***ing book.
R.L.Stine to the rescue.
Jack Black ex machina, which honestly I'm amazed is a phrase I've never uttered before now.
You're him, aren't you? You're R.L.Stine.
If this kid knew enough about R.L.Stine to know that he had gone missing, why wouldn't he know what he looked like? Is this fictionalized version of R.L.Stine a serial recluse?
Steve King wishes he could write like me, and I've sold way more books than him, but nobody ever talks about that!
See it coming.
In Stephen King's defense, Stein has written like 300 more books. I'm not kidding. Also, this is the only true thing the movie has said about R.L. so far.
R.L.Stine has written so many books, so...
Champ clearly just woke up from a
add 'em
nap.
up.
R.L. leaves his front door wide open late at night after fighting a monster.
But I mean,
and
just the
assaulting a neighbor
Goosebumps
kid.
books have
Makes
sold
sense.
400
At least
million
on the
copies,
screenwriting.
like...
Otherwise, this door would be closed as
We were almost just eaten by Frosty the Snowman, which should be impossible, by the way, so...
No, you were not. You were almost attacked by the abominable snowman, which is a furry beast more akin to Sasquatch than a common snowman like Frosty.
Do it over again. I was younger.
No,
God.
Maybe you should begin it.
This is the one scene that actually annoys me, though. His accent keeps changing.
Why
R.L.Stine. I really hope for the sequel he can work on that a bit.
Monsters, demons, ghouls,
We know he can write about anything and have it come to life, so why didn't he write about some actual friends and a girlfriend? Monsters, demons, and ghouls are great for terrorizing the neighborhood, but they don't make great companions.
Oh no, not him.
How did this book end up unlocked anyway? Don't give me that shit about the abominable snowman rampaging around. This Stein asshole just said a book needed to be
Well, in the
unlocked
original
to
draft
get
of the
out in real
script,
world.
it
So
said that no matter how many times Stein tried to put
Slappy
Slappy back in, he would always find a way out. So,
Jack Black
if they
basically
kept
uses the
that
same voice for Slappy that he uses
in
for
mind,
R.L.
you know, for
so
the
if you look away
movie,
while
it
they're
would have
talking to
made
each other,
sense,
it's really
but-
hard to keep track of who's saying what.
You're giving me... Oh, what's the word? Goosebumps.
Roll credits, please. Having limited use of your appendages isn't an issue when you can just I-dream of genie yourself to another part of the room. And again, I'm not entirely sure Slappy can do this without an audible thunderstorm nearby.
I think it's time I started pulling the strings in this.
it's like what he said about his voice. I really do wish they picked someone else to do Slappy. William Dafoe would have been perfect. His dark and sinister voice would have just been perfect for Slappy, but...
And he's taken all the books.
It seems to me that there is no size requirement for things Slappy can teleport. If I had that power, I would have went a little bigger. He's taken all the books, and my surround sound system. Did R.L.Stine rip off Stephen King constantly, or is it just this movie? How the f*** is he reaching the pedals?
It's locked
It's
from
called
the
The
inside.
Haunted
That's not
Car.
how front doors work. Is that a book, the door that worked stupidly? Movie turns into the darkest Travelocity product placement ever. There's a lot of standing around going on for a group of people that want to continue living. Maybe they know this is a Nickelodeon movie and no one can actually die. Jack Black in Gulliver's Travels. Whether or not these
Oh.
evil gnomes thought
You know what,
ahead,
actually,
turn the oven
reference
on the
right there.
Why
Gulliver's
is
Travel.
it flaming inside that thing? That's
And
a
Rob
bunch of
Letterman directed
right
that
there.
as well,
I
so
wish the movie'd
they had to
stop
do
and
that. They
address
just
the
had
issue
to.
before someone gets hurt.
Sorry, folks, I slowed down, but I can't reach the brake.
Then how can you reach the gas, asshole?
Come over to my
Haunted
house.
Car!
Disc.
Do the kids for
Simple.
which the movie is made know
Have you
what
read
it is?
any book
Officers,
from
you've
Goosebumps?
been
No.
relieved of your duty.
Doesn't look like
What
it.
the f- are those things? Do I have to read all the Goosebumps books to understand this movie?
It would not
that
appear
noise-
so.
Jesus, the scenery is like Back to the Future 2's 1985 meets Gremlins meets Mad Max.
Just one.
Oh, God.
One story to capture them all.
What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. My Tolkien ripoff alarm was going off and I couldn't hear you.
Okay, well then we gotta get you to a computer so you can start writing, all right? Look, there's a computer store right here. You can just break in.
Convenient computer store is very, very convenient. This gives children a false idea of what high school dances are actually like. There needs to be about 3,000% more awkward standing.
And I can't get any service.
Yeah, no one can tonight.
Either none of the Verizon people can get service, or none of the AT&T people can get service.
Slappy
The
knocked
plans only
down
run
the
one
tower
time. Sprint people wouldn't
using
know
the
because
book
none of them
from
get
Lost in
service anyway.
Stink Swamp.
If all he does is slap the annoying kid, the invisible boy can't be all that bad. Movie goes for the inexplicable combo of Jurassic Park and Men in Black. Unsurprisingly, it doesn't work.
Well, just take one. I'm sure they'll understand.
Nickelodeon is teaching me that looting is okay. If I had to choose between getting eaten by a werewolf and wearing Axe body spray, I'd choose the werewolf every time. Wait just a goddamn minute. What grocery store puts fresh lemons, limes, ragu, pasta sauce, bread, and condiments all in the same spot?
God,
There's even a
every
frozen
little
refrigerator
thing.
section up here on the right.
This guy just, he doesn't watch movies. He just points out every
This wolf is wearing
little
short
thing
shorts and
wrong with
wrestling
it.
shoes, and I don't care what the fucking books say. That's damn ridiculous.
Let's see him get through that.
I wouldn't put too much faith in that door. It looks like a pretty old door, and the magic werewolf is a magic werewolf, so I think he's got the upper hand. Most convenient car ever.
I'm okay.
Oh, good, it's her, because the story needed more her.
Your actual name is Champion.
Well, I'm glad someone is making fun of this, so I don't have to do it.
My dad, he won a bronze back in the 92 Olympics.
He won a bronze in what? Vague achievements? Untangling girl from a thing in a cute romantic way cliche. Does moonlight affect all the creatures like this, or just her? I feel like R.L. would be more wary of letting Hannah go outside if he knew the moon would make her all blue and sparkling. It was awfully polite
I'll give him that
to
one.
wait until the moment where it's revealed that Hannah isn't real before they attack. Also, creepers come out of the grave to attack our heroes. And suddenly, I'm in a Resident Evil movie yet again. This is a decent-sized town.
Oh, speaking of new Resident Evil, guys, go check it out. It's really
She
good.
thinks she's real.
Really
Played
action-packed.
any of this?
After my dad died, I shut everyone out too.
Completely forgot about the dead dad. So if no one in this town knows that he's actually R.L.Stine, and they are constantly moving from place to place, then why the f*** is his typewriter memorialized in this school?
I have a deadline. Literally.
I'll give him that one. No one knows who he is, but there's like a typewriter in the hallway, like in one of the glass
This is what high school
cases.
dance is like.
No.
Oh,
This
God.
is going to sound insane, but monsters have invaded Madison.
If I can get just one insane person at this high school dance to believe me, this just might work. Also, with the town basically destroyed, you'd think news of something would have reached these kids already, via panicked parents or cops. And with the main characters not having cell phone service, wouldn't all these kids not have cell phone service too? Wouldn't there be an element of something's not right going on?
Yeah.
I'm
Like
glad
I said,
Zach had one
it's
day
a
of school
kid's
here so he
movie.
could familiarize himself with all the
Leave it
exits.
alone.
Slappy, who is supposed to resemble Stein, looks more like Rod Serling. Man bites dog.
When I was 10, I didn't brush my teeth for a whole year.
Halston Sage seems doomed to play the hot girl that ends up liking the dorky kid in every movie she's in. The spotlight kid at this school is super into his job.
Everyone in the high school joined forces.
This movie is way more Chucky than I think it realizes.
No,
This joke
no,
is seemingly
do
unstoppable
not
plan
compare
thwarted by some
Chucky to
lucky
Slappy.
moonlight shines
Never.
on at some pretty convenient time.
Leave the comparison between Chucky and Slappy out of
Slappy is a
this.
dick to the school football field. Also, I don't understand this. Slappy sent all the monsters into the school to find and kill Stein, but many were just killing students. And now that Stein is leaving, like the monsters only wanted
They
Stein in
weren't
the
killing the
first place, they're all
students.
following him
Jeez,
now.
it's a
Why
PG-rated
kill the innocent
movie.
kids earlier? Is it like a mountain climbing because they were there?
Injuring. Seriously injuring students. Oh god, I see this one coming.
Look, I'm not saying it's impossible for a few high schoolers to rig up something this advanced and complicated in 3 minutes on the fly.
That's
but
one
I
thing
am
in the
saying
movie that I
it's
just
practically
didn't sit
impossible.
well with me.
Five!
Yeah,
Like,
his fingers are all
how did they
smashed
rig that
open,
up
which
so
is
quick?
impacted by a
No
high
way.
five, but not by driving.
Setting it up, putting it in the bus, and like, how do they do that? Come on.
Lead me to Stein.
Okay, if Stein was never here, and it was a dummy driving the fake bus, there's no scent to follow. Also, that bus should have crashed miles ago, but whatever. Also, why do all the monsters obey the tiny wooden ventriloquist puppet? All these monster things are evil, presumably.
Oh god, it's Slappy. He's smart, he has the brains. All the other monsters are mindless, destructive monsters. But Slappy is the one that's smart with a brain, so he's the only one that can lead them.
No? Just in case you didn't get that Slappy was a representation of R.L. himself, here's this.
We need to get to higher ground.
Thank God the blob that ate everything surrounded them on all sides except the route from here to the Ferris wheel. Also, how will high ground help, Obi-Wan? Slappy operates wherever the f he wants to go in this entire movie. Stein, who is key to the entire movie, just decides, f it, the kid can write like me, and wanders off to face the blob. But seriously, everything this movie tells me suggests it has to be Stein that writes the book, not the kid. So this is some bullshit. No one dies because of this.
Well, in real life,
Thankfully, that
they
crash
would
they
be
should have
dead.
survived ended with their Ferris wheel car.
They wouldn't even
just
made
around.
it to the crash
Seems to
site.
me,
They would have
right?
just died
For real,
on the
though,
way
how did they
there.
not get
Or they would have
ejected
fell
from
out or
the seats they weren't
something.
strapped into while this thing aggressively rolled down a hill.
If we open the book, that means
Also, Zach was a dumbass and didn't write except for Hannah at the end of the book, voting all this hard.
He could have done that. All the monsters get
I guess,
sucked
too,
in except for
before I
Hannah.
started getting suspicious.
Oh god.
Because that will work.
Slappy's not happy.
And Stein's not fine. This dangerous ass scaffolding painting bullshit would definitely 100% not be going on during the time hundreds of kids are entering the school.
Oh, what did I have for you? There it is.
you movie.
My name is Mr. R.L.Stine, and I will be your new English teacher.
My net worth is $200 million, so you know I'm in this for learning.
The real R.L.
This
Stine
the
is
same
$200
manner,
million,
but from a different
guys, not Jack Black.
photographic, I'm almost done.
Of course I know that.
First off, the Invisible Boy is invisible, not a ghost, right? How the hell is this guy behind glass typing the Second off, Invisible Boy is absolutely certain of a sequel to this bullshit, isn't he?
Alright. Movie sin tally, 131. Okay. Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll give him some of those, but a lot of that was just typical Goosebump book, related, coincidences. I mean, like, the haunted car. It's the haunted car. And he said about, reaching the brake, how are you reaching the gas? It's like, it's called the haunted car. It's as simple as that. Just little things. I mean, all you have to do is know of the books, know of the basic plot of the books to understand a lot of what was happening in the movie. But, this guy just points out what he sees, I guess, in the actual film itself. But it's the fact that a lot of that happens within the actual stories of the books. So I'll give him some of that, but not a lot. But anyway, guys, that's it, pretty much. I'll put the link in the description down below. I've had a lot of you guys suggesting it, so here it is. Anyway, guys, I will be doing my new skip video very, very shortly, so possibly my next video or the one after that, but very, very soon. Probably within the next week or so. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon.